I'm out of fuel.
Can I help you?
Hello.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to the Sarah Sawmiller Show. Sawmiller with Sarah.
Sawmill and Sarah. Okay, hold on.
God.
The color is all like blue.
You've touched the lens, the thing right there where it can dim the. You touched that. So.
That's much better.
Oh, what are we doing with our lives?
So good morning. I don't know, what are we doing with our lives?
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What are we doing today?
A good question.
Sarah Sawmill channel now.
No, Good morning.
Good morning. So what are we doing?
We have a pine log behind us. We are making 3x, 3x4s and 3x6s. We also have very exciting news. I have a new bandana, a fresh one. I've been using the same one. I know y'all at home are very ecstatic about this. I also have a fresh pair of socks, the first fresh pair of socks this whole time.
About that? So
No,
you've been wearing
sorry, not the
used
first.
Old socks?
Sorry, I should have said it like that. This is the first time I've changed my socks. So like for the last month, I've been wearing the same pair.
These like your lucky pair?
No, they were just didn't need changing.
It took you a month to get your sock.
The only reason I started changing them is because they were full of sawdust.
So I used to play baseball, and that was a thing. Like, oh, you wouldn't change your sock. They needed changing. Believe me.
Like my feet
I
don't
never did
sweat.
that. But
Do your feet sweat doing sawmilling?
they do whatever happens that makes them stink.
I don't know. My feet were not stinky. Sorry, I probably hold on.
That was some Instagram shot right there.
God. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my fresh bandana. Like you're going into battle. No, this has been great for keeping all the sawdust out of my hair. This was I got these before I got the helmet, and the helmet I only got because of the face mask, because that is so much better
Makes a difference. doesn't it?
than the eye doodads. The
Eyeglasses.
Eyeglasses.
Safety glasses.
Yeah, safety glasses.
Even if you get the Meryl Streep, the monster sunglasses.
I don't
What do they
have
call them?
what.
The like bug eye sunglasses that are like large as your face.
I don't have those.
I was gonna say get some of those. So,
Anywho, I feel like we should do this intro again. But yeah, it's milling time.
She thinks I'm a little lazy, I think she's a little crazy. We like summer and we like spring, watching wrestling in the ring. She ain't shy, she speaks her mind, tough as nails and smooth as wine. We burn hot as kerosene, baby, we got our own thing. She ain't skinny and I ain't tall, and that don't bother us at all. I run naked through the yard, she flash every police car, drinking wine and getting tired, and shooting out the damn street lights. How does she put up with me? Oh, baby, we got our own thing. We got our own thing. We don't need no rain. We ain't rich, but son of a, we're a hillbilly king and queen. Life don't seem so hard with you beneath the stars, 'cause we're growing four-leaf clovers in the yard.
There ain't nothing that he can't fix. He's a hard-headed son of a... We got married on the Georgian line. Watch out, ladies, this one is mine. He works hard and just don't quit, even if his pants don't fit. Lord, he'll be the death of me. Baby, we've got our own thing. We eat good like you ought to do. Mashed potatoes and gravy too. Picnic table out in the back. He's only had one heart attack. Pecan pie beneath the moon. Paper plates and plastic spoons. We're as close as two sardines.
I think I'm out of fuel.
Oh, what makes you think so?
Just my expertise in engines.
Years of training has come to
Years
this
of training.
revelation.
I have this fancy piece of paper. Water.
Oh. Whoa. What are you doing?
You know, in ballet, my director, he would call me the I Love Lucy Ball of ballet. And I'm like, I keep thinking that I have become that of a sawmills.
Gosh. Oy. Well, I don't know why you gotta be burning through so much fuel, but I mean, other than that, you're doing really good. I think that falls into the you get what you pay for category.
There it goes.
There.
It's good. It's all good. It's all good. Alright, well.
Is it fuel time?
This head like this big old wrinkle. That's where the helmet was cutting in. So true.
No, it's you might have to pull it, John.
Baby, we got our own thing.
We got our own thing. We don't need no rain. We ain't rich, but son of a bitch, we're a hillbilly king and queen. Life don't seem so hard with you beneath the stars, 'cause we're growing four-leaf clovers in the yard. Holding hands and touching minds,
Smoking grass and feeling fine.
we're as crazy as a cuckoo clock.
We're the weird ones on the block.
Stuff some cash down in her bra.
I even like my mother-in-law.
She's my backwoods beauty queen.
Baby, we
Got our own thing. We got our own thing. We don't need no rain. We ain't rich, but but son of a bitch, we're a hillbilly king and queen. Life don't seem so hard with you beneath the stars. 'Cause we're growing 4-leaf clovers in the yard. Yeah, we're growing 4-leaf clovers in the yard.
Well, what do you think? Log number 2?
Log number 2. Done.
Done, just like that.
Just like that.
So what is your first impressions of the Lucas? You have run, so you've run the chainsaw mill, and you've run the LT15. Did you
I
ever run the LT50, or?
Well, okay.
I know you were kind of piled under babies.
Technically, I run a chainsaw mill in the elf, but that's generous to say, because
Well,
like
okay,
it
you
was
pushed
like
it, you
swipe
felt the
swipe.
misery.
Chainsaw land is fairly
You're familiar
miserable.
with the misery.
The LT15 was lovely. That one cut, man, I tell you, it was the one experience I had was lovely. No, and then watching you do the LT50, that looked, especially after running this thing, is like, wow, that was a beast. I knew it was a beast, but I didn't know how much of a beast it was until this thing. This thing, for what
Also
it...
like a 40 horsepower diesel versus
Yeah.
a 27 gas. Like,
Yeah. The electric, I much prefer the electric over all of them. But I'll say, like, the idea of this is really... It's a neat idea. Like, not having to move the log. I guess there's pros and cons between the hydraulic. I've never done the hydraulics, but I suppose there's pros and cons
there's
to
pretty
everything.
Much pros. The only con is it costs money, but other than that, it's
Well,
all pros. Let me answer that for you.
I was just thinking, like, there's pros and cons to everything, so there must be a con to it. But at any rate,
money.
the money,
Yes,
money,
it
honey.
costs money.
So, at any rate,
Really,
the idea of not moving the log around is a neat idea. You know, you don't have to have a tractor and all, whatever. But the execution on this thing leaves much to be desired. Now, having said that, it's pretty easy to, once you, like, kind of get what's going on and, like, with the stuff you gotta take, like, yesterday I was like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, okay, and I got into, like, a rhythm, and today I kind of, like, remembered the steps, and then it was like I kind of got into this rhythm, and the weather is cooler today than it was yesterday, and it's just kind of like this nice, like, I don't know, like, meditative, like, I got to ponder about this and that, and watch the mill, like, just, I don't know.
So, and a couple things, like, one, yesterday was literally your first anything. I mean, I don't think you, even before when you were watching me running it, I don't think you were paying that much attention to me running.
No.
That was the first time you were, like, paying any attention to how I run. So you did really good. You did a lot better than me, my first log.
Yeah.
So this is your first log after you know what you're doing.
I was also, we were upset yesterday.
Well,
so there was that too.
So, and also I just want to say, in fairness to Lucas and whatever, like, this is a used mill. Mm-hmm. And they also build this to a price point. Mm-hmm. You know, brand new, you're still talking $20,000, $25,000. I mean, we can debate whether that's worth it or not. But the Wood-Mizer that we're comparing it to is $40,000, $50,000. So you talk about
But I don't think that's quite fair, because the Wood-Mizer, because the Wood-Mizer we're comparing it to is the whole hydraulic thing. Whereas Wood-Mizer now has that 20 line. What's the 200
250 or 450 or something.
There's a 2 in there somewhere. The LX, yeah. Where they have, like, the wider ones, it's electric, and it's somewhere around the $20,000 range. But it's like...
But there's no hydraulics on it.
There is no hydraulics on this either.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it's just a different...
I understand, but it shouldn't be...
Yeah.
Just because you don't need a tractor with this doesn't mean that you get to price in a tractor with it.
Right.
Right? Like, you don't get to say,
You still need to put the log there.
You still need to put...
Yeah.
Well, but I don't think it's fair to say, well, we get to price in a tractor and then jump out on a bunch of crap. Because the stuff that I like, the knob, I don't like the knob. I don't like the mechanism to move it over. That's not a
Yeah.
20-year-old mill. That's design.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it may have been a little easier, but it's still a knob. In the best case scenario, it's still a little.
And there's no handle to move it over.
Yeah, it should be a lever.
There should have been like
Like a
something
boat
to
lever.
grab on.
Yeah.
You know?
Like a boat throttle, like a.
Something to move it over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm talking about a physical thing when you move the carriage over. Like
Yeah,
there's
handle.
a handle. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's not a 20-year-old thing. Like the choke
Yeah.
and you having to wedge the choke, that's okay, fine. That's you get into hodgepodgey stuff after 20 years. I get it. Fine. But there's no handle. There should have been a
that's true.
welded on handle that you could move the
To
thing
move it
over with.
That's true.
Like
Well, stuff like that, I'm like, I don't know. Did it get broken off or taken off or somebody like? That's when I say the 20-year-old thing.
I don't know. I don't see a
Of,
spot. Like it would have been right here, and I don't see a spot that it
Yeah.
should have been. You know. So, at any rate, no. I think the idea of it is a fine idea. You can debate, you know, the bandsaw versus whatever. Like, have that debate. Each has its place. I think. Definitely still love me a bandsaw, but the execution of this is like we should at least be lower in price. Lots lower. Anyway, you want to see the wood? I kept thinking about a tree mill, or a tree mill. I kept thinking about a tree house milling this wood. I don't know why.
Because.
Just because. Because that would be fun, right?
Right.
Anyway, it's just some good old pine. It's just some good old pine.
Good old white pine.
Good old white pine posts. Yeah, so we got 3x, everything. I got 3x3s, 3x4s, 3x6s. And then from there, it's going to go over yonder and get resawn into 3x something else's.